Hello, my friend.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. It's 2021.
That was a great serenade. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
This is as good as it's gonna get.
Do you have any like New Year's resolutions or anything?
I want to work out, not specifically to lose weight, but just to work out to be toned and healthier, which is difficult when you're chronically ill, but I'm gonna try. And my other New Year's resolution is to save as much money as I possibly can for my wedding.
Those are some good resolutions to make.
How about
I
you?
support you. I don't ever really make resolutions. My dad always said that he didn't make resolutions because he believes in constant growth and change, and so I have kind
Yeah,
of adopted that mentality and worldview. In that, I think making one resolution at the beginning. Well, let me back up. Number one, I don't really care much for like a new year. It's like just another day, and especially like
it
right
is.
now, nothing's changing right now.
Like,
I'm
people think that 2021 is automatically going to change COVID and then, like, quarantine's not going to be a thing and
mhm.
that you can see your friends, but that's not how that goes. Like,
Right.
it's all still
So
very there.
yeah, generally, like in a broad general sense, I'd never really cared about New Year. Like, I was just like, oh, it's another day. Like, literally, when I was a kid, I thought we got 2 weeks for a Christmas vacation for Christmas and then 1 week just to like play with our toys, not because the second week was New Year's. I know that's
You're like,
silly, but
that's just part of it. I
yeah,
thought we had
I
enough
never
time.
really cared much for New Year's, and I think that trying to make one resolution at the beginning of the calendar year almost in and of itself kind of sets you up for failure. But if you have, not that I think you specifically, like obviously if my friends or somebody like really wants to like make a resolution, then I am all about here to support it. I don't know. I just think that you are more set up for success if you set up small goals and just aim for constant growth and change. So
Yeah, I believe that too.
I don't really have or make resolutions, I guess. If I was going to say something that I would want to work on or work towards, would
Hmm.
probably be to get to like a better mental health space because my mental health lately, as
Has
you know,
been
has been
declining.
suffering
Yeah.
and declining. And I know that 2021 is going to be a tough year for me. So, yeah, I don't, like I said, don't really make resolutions, but I am all about constantly growing and changing.
Yeah, I think that's an agreeable thing. Like, constantly be working on yourself and bettering yourself, and don't wait to the new year to do that. What are your highs and lows?
Um,
At least for the last week of Christmas.
well, Christmas was fine. Like, was a pretty good time for me. We went to my in-laws on Christmas Eve, and that was really nice. My mother-in-law was gracious enough, and she actually bought me a whole new sewing machine, which was really, really nice of her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I am very thankful for it. Got a whole bunch of like accessories to sew with and for the sewing machine, so that was really cool. And then at my mom's house, my parents kind enough to team up with my brothers and my cousin to send me money so I can get new tires on my car because they are bald as a baby's butt.
Which is not great when you're driving.
I mean, luckily I don't drive very far. Like I live less than 5 miles from my job, but still, it's so. I'm thankful for the family that I got to spend with, and for the very exciting and useful items that they were gracious enough to give me. My favorite part of Christmas is always giving gifts. So like I gave Kay a cookbook that arrived at 3:18 on Christmas Eve, and I was so nervous it wasn't going to arrive in time.
And it did,
And
surprisingly.
it did, and I was very excited about it. So that was my favorite gift I gave this year was that cookbook because that and my dad has been brewing his own beer, and so at Target, literally in Bullseye's Playground, I found this 64-ounce jug that says beer on it, and then I also found a little coaster book. Like a beer coaster book, and he was really excited about that. So those are my two favorite gifts I gave this year because
That's
they were
awesome.
just two things that like really just kind of fit well with the person I gave them to. How was your Christmas?
I had a really good Christmas where we spent most of our time just relaxing. My parents bought me a projector, so I was able to play Mario Kart on the wall, which is
Whoa, how
basically
cool is
like
that?
having four large ass TVs on one wall.
That's really cool.
And we were able to like watch music videos and just enjoy each other's company. Eric and I got each other some really great gifts. He got me makeup. He got me some music, like vinyls.
Nice.
I got him some t-shirts and clothes and stuff, which he really appreciated, and we just got to spend some time together. This weekend we get to spend some time together because we both have long weekends, and the next weekend is his birthday, and we also get a long weekend because we both requested time off for his birthday.
Yay.
So,
How exciting.
um it is very exciting.
We have a
But
birthday present for him and you.
really?
Yeah, so we'll have to
That's
see each other
surprising.
again soon. What do you mean it's
Yeah,
surprising?
I don't know. I just didn't think about it. But I guess
We'll
we'll
have to,
just hop into it. Like, Happy
yeah,
New Year, everybody. By the time you hear this, it'll be New Year's
New
Eve?
Year's Day. Nope, New Year's Day is
New
Friday.
Year's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope everyone has a great New Year. Do what you wish, and
Just
I
be
guess
safe
we'll
about it.
just yeah, be safe. Do what you need to do, but don't hurt other people in the process. But what do you got for me, Angel? Because you said you were doing notes, and I need to know. You
Yeah,
know?
I not to get too deep into it, but I had kind of a rough day at work, and so I kind of shut down, and instead of doing my work, I was doing notes at work.
Which coolio, whatever works.
So I have it's a kind of a short story, and it originates here in Florida because of course it does.
Of
And
course, all of the issues happen here in Florida.
I have kind of a thematic one in that it takes place on the 31st of December in 2014. So,
Okay, so semi-recent.
yeah, so semi recent, it's around New Year's. Christian Gomez was a 23-year-old man who lived in Florida, and at this time, December of 2014, he was staying with his mother and siblings for the holidays. During that time, he had been staying with his family. His brother actually showed up a little bit later, so he's the middle of three kids. He's got an older brother, 27 at the time, 27-year-old Mario, and a younger sister, 16-year-old Maria Jose.
Okay.
So, his older brother lived in New York, and he actually came down from New York a little bit later in the season to spend time because he only gets to come and see his family once a year, and it's during Christmas time. So, like I said, he was the middle of three kids. Mario was 27, Maria Jose was 16, and his mother, their mother, they were all raised by their single mother, 48-year-old Maria Suarez-Cassagne. It's like Ecuadorian, this last name, so I'm not 100% sure, but I
Gotcha.
think it's Casani. And Maria was known as Pia to her family and close friends. So I'm going to refer to her as Pia because the daughter's name is also Maria. So Christian, who the story kind of revolves around, he was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2011 after he lived with some family for some time in Ecuador. He
Mm,
friends and family say when he was younger and like in his early and late teens, he was like a pretty normal kid. He was a little weird, but like nothing out of the ordinary, just like, general weird, awkward adolescence. He moved to Ecuador and lived with some family for a little bit. And when he came back, that's when he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Not really sure what triggered that, if anything, or if he just went undiagnosed. Not 100% sure, but he was seeing therapists and he had been medicated for this for the last 3 years. He was also like one of those people, however, who didn't always want to take his medicine because he thought the medicine was because
like
of his.
changing him as a person.
Yeah, because of his schizophrenia, he was paranoid that the medicine was like changing him as a person or it was like forcing him to ingest some kind of.
Like
Hey, quick.
poison or something.
Yeah. So he would refuse to take it,
Take his
to
medicine.
take his
Gotcha.
medicine. And during times when he would not take his medicine, when Pia couldn't get him to take it, you could like they would walk into his bedroom and you would find that his like mattress was up on end because he could hear voices under
Whoa.
his mattress and he didn't want to hear them. So he would like turn his mattress up on end against the wall and sleep on the floor.
Dang. So he needed to take his medicine. He just wasn't sure how to. He
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
far
He
gone.
would take his medicine, but sometimes he would like try to refuse. Pia would take him to his appointments. She would even like leave work early to make sure that he got to his psych appointments on time, which is like super important because she's a single mom, trying to support
She's
three
doing what she could.
kids. And on days when he tried to refuse his medicine, she would even like sometimes try to crush it up and feed it to him in his food. So she was really
Wow, okay.
trying.
She was doing what she could.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. His younger sister, Maria Jose, recalled that he felt as though he were a burden on his sister and his mother, even though, like, neither of them ever expressed aloud that they felt that way. She also recalled several times when he was paranoid that she and her mom were watching him through his TV. So I guess
Oh,
he
that's
would, like,
creepy.
put, like, a towel over the TV or something so that
Because he was paranoid that they were watching.
yeah. Later, through the investigation of what I'm getting into, it was found out that Pia was nervous around him and she did actually sleep with a knife under her pillow when he was in the house.
Wow, okay.
So, during this time when everybody was at the house, Pia had asked Mario and Christian, like, hey, help each other get some boxes into the attic for me. I can't lift them by myself. This, that, and the other thing. Mario was like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be happy to do that. I'll even make dinner, this, that, and the other thing. And Christian, on the surface, he sounded like he was going to comply, but we'll get into a little bit later.
Okay.
So, on the afternoon of the 30th, Christian's grandparents, Pia was at work, so Christian's grandparents took him to his therapist. And it was at that appointment when it was decided that he needed to see a different therapist because the person he was seeing didn't feel like they were providing the kind of
Care
services
that he needed.
and care that he really needed. So he had been referred to a different therapist.
Okay.
So in the early evening hours of December 31st, Mario made dinner for the family. Everybody ate around the table. They had, by all accounts, they had a really nice and pleasant time. And then afterward, Pia said, hey, if you guys don't mind, before it gets dark, if you could take a couple boxes up to the attic. And she said that to Mario and to Christian. Christian and Mario agreed to do this. And Mario said, let me put dishes away first. Christian, if you don't mind going to the garage and getting started, that'll be fine. So, according to Christian, Mario went out to the garage. He heard some thumping and moving around, came back
Hmm.
in, heard some more thumping and moving around, and didn't think anything of it until Mario went out to go see or to go grab some boxes and he saw a trail of blood leading from
Ooh.
somewhere in the house to the outside. So, at around 8 o'clock on December 31st, the Pinellas County Police responded to a 911 call that was made from the Suarez-Cassagne home. And when they arrived, they found Maria's decapitated head stuffed in a trash
Oh
can and her
my
body laying
god.
on the ground next to it, and that trail of blood leading to the trash can receptacle outside from Maria's bedroom.
Oh my god.
So it was actually, I know, it was very brutal. So it was actually Mario, who's obviously Maria's oldest, uh,
Hmm.
who who made the 911 call, and he said he also found like his mother's body. He was the first person to find it. So
I can't even imagine.
I couldn't either. So just across town, officials were responding to another non-emergency call that neighbors had made reporting a mysterious slash suspicious person riding around on a bike with his hood pulled over his head. And when authorities caught up with this person, it was Christian Gomez, who immediately fessed up to the crime he had committed and admitted to fleeing from the scene. So, when questioned, Gomez told authorities that he was tired of his mother nagging him to take boxes to the attic and he just wanted her to stop. And he was also jealous of his older brother because he felt that Pia was doting on Mario more than him.
Ah, I gotcha.
So, according to the investigation, Gomez had actually been plotting to murder his mother for 2 days. So, while he
Okay,
was at
so it
the
was definitely
therapist,
premeditated.
yeah, however, the way he was going to murder her was a decision he made on the fly. He just saw an axe in the garage and was like, yep, this is how it's going to happen. So, he took the axe into the house, and
He's like, time to
while
do it.
Maria was just laying on the couch after dinner, he just one fell swoop just took her head right off her body. When asked why her body was just on the ground next to the trash can instead of like in the trash can with her head, he told investigators simply, quote, she was too heavy to lift, so I left her there.
He was just like, you know what? I didn't have enough energy, so like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like I leave garbage in the garage because I don't want to take it all the way outside.
It's
Like, what
like,
the fuck?
sir, that is your mother. What?
Yeah, I know. Investigators said that at the time of his questioning, he seemed very calm, very lucid, and many of them said you wouldn't know by looking or talking to him that he had a mental illness. He seemed completely normal, like he was telling the story he read from a book.
That's
Um,
scary.
in the aftermath, Gomez was charged with first-degree murder and was placed in a mental institution for the criminally mentally ill for 3 years. On July 6th of 2017, a judge, after 3 years of observation in a mental ward, declared Gomez mentally sound enough to stand trial. And Pia's family and close friends were not super happy about that. And I'm just going to read you a little excerpt from one of the articles that I read about
Okay.
how they feel. So this is it. Quote, for years, Pia sought help for Christian, a place with 24-hour care, a place where he would be forced to take his medication, a place where he would be safe. Exactly the type of place he was sent after killing her. If that was the end of the story, it would be tragic, but in a small way comforting to his family. Unfortunately, justice demanded something else. Keeping Christian indefinitely in a state mental hospital means declaring him insane. It doesn't seem like that much of a stretch, but it comes with a caveat. If doctors later decide he's no longer a danger and a court agrees, he could be set free without any condition. Even though it seems unlikely a doctor would consider him ready for release at any time soon, there are no guarantees. Quote within the quote, I would like to see a system where there is more confidence in our ability to keep someone in long term care and know that the community is going to be protective, said prosecutor Richard Ripplinger, who brokered Gomez's subsequent plea deal, which I'll get to in a second. Sometimes we have to make compromises. We did what we thought it was best all the way around. In this case, the state kept Christian in a hospital long enough for the medications to calm him down. Where he once was attacking corrections officials, Ripplinger said Christian was recently able to sit across from a table without shackles on and discuss the ramifications of the plea arrangement. The problem is his families feel victimized all over again. If he'd made progress in a mental hospital, they wanted him to stay there. They fear he will go off his meds in prison and never get the intensive therapy he truly needs.
That's
They
sad.
also they also wanted to be certain that they would never see him on the street again. A quote from his uncle, Mario Suarez. So maybe he gets out in 10, 20 years. What happens after that? Where is he going to go? His sister is afraid of him. I mean, terrified. Not only did he kill her mom, but he wanted to make her his woman, make her the sister.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
They said they'll monitor him for around 10 years to make sure he takes his medicine. He's not going to take his medicine. Every judge just wants to wash their hands of him. And that's the end of the quote. So
It's
I
sad
just,
that people with mental illness don't get the help they really need. They just
yeah,
get put into a system that keeps them alive, essentially. So they
exactly.
never actually heal. And then
Yeah.
these people are terrified for when they get released because they're
Mhm.
like, okay, well, they're not better. They're just
Yeah.
different.
After his 3 year stay in the mental health hospital, Gomez's charge of first degree murder meant that he'd be up for life in prison. He took a plea deal, however, that essentially works out to 25 years in prison, followed by another 10 years on probation and treatment. And so that is kind of the end of the story of the brutal murder of Maria Suarez-Cassagne, which is that whole story, like everything about it is so sad. Like even Christian here is kind of, and I'm not saying that what he did was good or was
No, but he was
understandable,
mentally ill.
but he's also like kind of a victim in this situation in that like the justice system,
It didn't help him
it,
either.
it prioritizes quote unquote justice over healing and
Healing. Yeah.
mental health awareness. So I just want to take a second here at the end of my story to just reread the National Mental Health Crisis line in case
Hmm.
anyone needs to hear that, because the story is sad for like a myriad of reasons, obviously, but not least of all because Christian Gomez like really needed help and he couldn't get it because Pia couldn't afford to send him to like a private hospital. So, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is also the mental health crisis line, is 1-800 273 8255. I'll say it one more time, 1-800 273 8255. And that is the end of my story.
That's unfortunate, but it's true. We need to bring light to people that are mentally ill and feel like this is the only way out of
Yeah.
their suffering, and they don't get the help they need afterwards because they're seen as criminal when they're
Mm-hmm.
just ill,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
And like
hard.
obviously he should like answer for the literal like brutal murder of his mother, but I think
He also needs to
he
help
needs healing. He
heal.
needs
Yeah,
help.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I can see like kind of like where the prosecutor is coming from, but I also 100% understand like how the family feels victimized all over again.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Well, thank you
whew,
for sharing and bringing light to something. Yes, it's very upsetting, but
yeah,
this probably happens to more people than we think. It might
yeah,
not always end up in murder, but it probably ends up in a lot of other things where they're like, well, they're schizophrenic, they're ill, they're depressed, and they just blame it on their mental illness. And it is part of their mental illness, but they also need the help, to get through what they're feeling like.
yeah,
So,
exactly. So, well, I brought us down for New Year's, which is fine. I tried to find like haunted buildings that were built around New Year's because I wanted to do like
a
not necessarily,
themed.
yeah, I wanted to do something around New Year's, but
That's
like
how I felt
true
with
crime
Christmas,
is,
and I was like, "This is sad, but this is the
yeah,
only thing that I can find." So,
yeah, true crime is like it's always really sad and tough. So I was like, well, you know what? Ghosts are kind of like not better, but still better. So I really tried to find like a haunted building that was built around Christmas slash New Year's, but if it exists, I haven't found it yet. So stay tuned.
we'll figure it
So
out one way or
yeah.
another.
So sorry to bring you down, but I guess you have some gaming stuff for me, huh?
I do indeed. Limited Run Games had announced that they're actually hosting a blowout sale for the end of the year. And on
Oh.
January 1st at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, they announced that they will have remaining copies of games that were produced as extra stock for conventions that did not happen because of COVID. So
Oh,
they're having
that
like
makes
this
sense.
big old sale. So those people that are unfamiliar with Limited Run, the publisher is kind of known for producing physical releases of smaller games that were kind of otherwise released as digital options only. The company has been a strong person to have the preservation of like video games, digital games long after they've been removed from digital marketplaces, so they've tried to keep those alive. They've had releases on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC, Xbox, and in 2020 they offered some unique titles as like for some of the Star Wars classic games to games that had been offered as cereal box promotions in the late 90s. So they have quite an array of games. Keep an eye for that type of stuff. They're definitely having a sale. I believe they're having their sale on a variety of platforms. So just look up limited run games and you should be able to find some of the sales that they're having. They released a tweet as well, so I would take a look at that.
Okay.
And then Xbox games with gold free games announced for January 2021. So they're having a sale on Little Nightmares from January 1st to January 31st. I love Little Nightmares. I don't know if you've ever played it, Angel. It is a little creepy, but it is a small game that will horrify you. But it is a puzzle game.
And
Have you ever
where?
played
Wait,
Little
what was?
Nightmares?
I have not. Where was this sale again?
This sale specifically is on Xbox that I'm talking about. But
The console I don't have. Got
yeah.
it.
But this is Little Nightmares, and I'm sure PSN also has a sale on Little Nightmares. I know in the last couple of weeks they actually had it before Christmas. Little Nightmares, I think when I bought it was like $10.
So I'm looking at Steam because I have Steam pulled up on my
There you
computer,
go.
and the first one is $3.99.
Okay, so not
The second
expensive.
one though is $30.
Okay, so Little Nightmares, I always recommend it as one of the coolest like little puzzle games if you want something a little thrilling or a little bit scary, but not too scary. It's a
Okay.
little in between, but their sale is until the end of January. The King of Fighters 8 is also on sale until January 15th. Dead Rising is on sale from January 16th to February 15th. And Breakdown is on sale from January 16th to January 31st. If you look at Xbox Wire or at Xbox Wire at Twitter, they announce their games that are on sale, especially like the smaller type of games. So take a look at it. Similar to like PlayStation Plus, these games are available to folks that subscribe to Xbox Live Gold, which is available for $9.99 per month. So take a look at it. But also, you can get this games on sale otherwise as well. But I believe PSN is also having sales on like Little Nightmares and other stuff. So take a look at all of the games that are on sale for New Year's. There is quite a large option there. The next thing that I have for you guys, which Kay actually sent to me, but I found it very easily. KFC launched their game console with a built-in chicken warmer because what the fuck? Why
Oh
would you
my
want this?
god.
I don't know. So the fast food chain announced that their chicken chamber will
Chicken
keep its
chamber.
contents hot and ready for consumption during intense gaming sessions. Which I love games just as much as the next person, but I don't really need my gaming console slash PC to heat my food up. But personal preference, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. Yeah,
So
that seemed ridiculous.
funny.
I literally thought that was like an Onion article when I first
Which
saw it,
is
and I
what
was like,
someone said was like most people thought this was like a spoof marketing campaign that was revealed in the summer, but they're
mm-hmm.
dead serious. Like this was a console that they custom built with a cooling system that uses heat to warm this like chamber for meat. And quoted the KFC spokesperson Mark Cheevers told BBC this machine is capable of running games at top level specs on top of keeping your meal warm for you to enjoy your gaming experience.
Yo, if I really wanted to keep my meal
Oh
warm while
my
I
god.
was doing my gaming experience, I'd just like
Turn
put
on
it
the
on my
oven.
old ass friggin' consoles because they run just about as hot.
Or like your old laptop that's gonna explode.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But
What
why
the
would
what?
you want like a specific I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. They just are bored or something because what the fuck?
Man,
Um
I'm like pretty sure that I just like crossed into like a strange parallel
like
universe somehow.
third dimension.
Yeah. Like I was
Yeah.
living in a universe where this was an Onion article, and then somehow I woke up the next morning, some black
And you're
eyed
like,
kid
that's
shit,
real? That
and
can't
I
be
was like,
real.
wait a second, that's real? Because that doesn't seem real to me.
It's not. It shouldn't be. Like no one's like, hell yeah, I want my my air fryer with my console.
Oh my
It's
god.
so weird. But I had to bring it up because it's one of those things where it's like, what the fuck were these
Yeah,
people
yeah.
thinking?
No, I get it. I get it. It's just ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it is absolutely something we have to talk about. The next thing I have for you is Steam's annual winter sale is going on now. It should be going on by the time this comes out. So if you've been wanting to buy some games, here are some games you can look forward to. So Epic Games has a store for its holiday sale as well. Additional discounts up to 75%. Also offers some $10 off coupons on eligible games. Take a look at it. But as of right now, the current freebie for Epic Games is Metro 2033 Redux, which is normally $20. I believe it's like half that price. So here are some of the games that you can look forward to from Steam right now during the winter sales, which I have this game and I wish it was this cheap when I bought it, but Halo the Master Chief Collection is only $24 right now, which is
Whoa.
40% off. It's a normal price of $40. And the collection includes Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved, Anniversary, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 4.
Wow.
So I feel like an ass buying this so early, but like please take advantage of it. Disco Elysium is actually on sale right now as well. So instead of the almost $40 that it normally is, it'll actually be $24 until January 5th. And this is all
Oh,
on Steam. Control Ultimate is 50% off right now, so it is half the price. It was 40, it is $20 right now, and it includes the main game and the released expansions, and it is currently $19.99. Some of the other things that you can look at, which please take advantage of. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is $15.99 instead of $19.99. Hades is $19.99 instead of $24.99. Stardew is $9.99 instead of $14.99.
okay.
Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Edition and Mass Effect 3 and 7 Digital Deluxe Edition are $9.89 instead of $29.99. And
Whoa.
Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1 are $9.99 instead of $19.99. So Middle Earth Shadow of War is $9.89 instead of $49.99.
Yeah, I have
Borderlands
that on my
3 really?
I have that on my wish list. I can read to you the ones on my wish list and what they
See?
are when you're done.
Borderlands 3 is 1979 instead of 59.99. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is 23.99 instead of 59.99. All of the Dark Souls games are on sale. So Dark
Oh,
Souls
cool.
3, which is the most popular of all of them, is
Mm-hmm.
14.99 instead of 59.99.
Wow.
And Doom Eternal is actually 1979 instead of 59.99,
Wow.
which is insane. And Deus Ex, the collection, is 1060 instead of 88.94, which is
Whoa.
fucking insane.
Jeez.
So please take advantage. A lot of these games are in sale. I think until like the first week of January. There's some other ones that I saw. Assassin's Creed Valhalla
Mm-hmm.
is 18% off, so it's about like $10 off. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is about $10 off. Um, so yeah, take advantage of it while you can because this is a time. They know that people are trying to buy games because it's Christmas season to New Year's Eve, and people are trying to get games in before it's too late. So
Yeah.
please take advantage of it. But yes, please tell me about your list. I want to know.
Okay, so keep in mind here, as I've said before on the podcast, that I was not allowed to play video games when I was a kid. So keep that in mind as I read to you.
She's trying to relive a childhood that did not exist, like
It's
did
true.
not exist beforehand.
So Tomb Raider 3 is 86% off, a whole whopping 97 cents.
Dang.
Baldur's Gate, the enhanced edition, is 50% off, so it's $9.99. We already talked about Shadow of War
Hmm.
Divinity. Original Sin is $13.99 instead of $39.99. Final Fantasy V is $7.99 instead of $15.99. Divinity Original Sin 2 is $17.99 instead of $44.99. I don't know what this is. Looks like a platformer, but it's got foxes in it, so that's why I wanted it. Fox and
That's all you needed.
Forests is
Say no
80
more.
is 80% off. It's a whopping $1.99.
Damn.
Chrono Trigger is 50% off, $7.49. And Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, is $19.99 instead of
That's
$39.99.
insane. So please take advantage because if you've been wanting to play a game but you're like, oh, that's a little too expensive, it's probably on sale
Mm-hmm.
because most of the games that I've been wanting are on sale, and I'm gonna go a little nuts once my paycheck goes
If you're
through.
curious, Dream Daddy is not on sale right now, but it's on my
I
wish list.
love Dream Daddy. If you want to play Dream Daddy, you'll fall in love and then you'll hate yourself for falling in love with a fictional character, but um it is worth it. That's
Wow.
basically all I have for you. Nothing crazy.
Oh,
Just
okay.
please take a look at like your Steam games, PSN, Xbox Live, etc. to see what kind of deals are going on right now, especially with the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I got for you. Nothing insane has happened in the last like week or so. Obviously, there's been a big boom in games and gaming just because of Christmas and people having time off.
Yeah.
But really, the main thing that I found was most people are talking about the sales that were going on right now
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
after Christmas and stuff. So
Yeah.
take advantage of them while you can. But
I'm on the
yeah.
hunt for a Christmas tree.
I bought my Christmas tree for $40 at Home Depot right before Christmas, and I got it delivered to my house, and it wasn't like a piddly sad Christmas tree. It actually has built-in lights,
Oh.
and it's like 6 feet and something inches. So you can find some good ass stuff.
Yeah,
Target too. Target had some
yeah,
great shit.
I'm gonna look like on Target and Walmart and stuff because like our Christmas tree is so sad now, and like
It's so
After Christmas sales are the best time to buy a Christmas tree because
yeah,
it'll be
it's
really
the
cheap.
cheapest.
So
Completely the cheapest.
hopefully next time we record, I will have my eyes set on a
Acquired
Christmas
it.
tree or have acquired one. So
Well, I guess the only thing I have left to say is that it's 2021, y'all,
thank God.
and please make the most of your year. Do the things that you're too scared to do. Keep to yourself and
And my wedding
happy.
anniversary is in 11 days.
Yes! Yes, bitch!
Oh man, I
I
remember
was
this
actually
time
talking
last
about it
year.
because earlier we were like, "Oh my god, like Eric and I are trying to get married out of state," and we were like, but like Angel and Kay's wedding venue wasn't that bad. I liked it a
Yeah,
lot."
yeah, I know. I fell in love with it the second I was there. I didn't even consider another place after I went there. So
It's beautiful, and the more that
yeah,
I look at pictures, I'm like, that's kind of
it's
tempting.
like a freaking. It's like a
It's a little historic
debutante
house.
kind
We
of
want like a
mansion.
southern charm, like old style wedding,
Well, then
and
you know that my wedding venue is the place you
I
want,
know,
and
and
you
like
get a butler all to yourself all day.
I
Do
know,
you
I'm
remember how
so
I had a butler all day?
yes, and I also remember like how spacious the place was. I remember how I won't tell everyone where it is just
Right.
because I don't want them to triangulate where I'm trying to have my wedding, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was a beautiful historic house and it had plenty of land and property and I'm
And the
just
color of the house itself is just gorgeous,
it
and it
is and
really
also the
somehow matched
inside
my wedding,
too. The
which I did
inside
not.
it did.
It
I
did
didn't
not.
even
I
think
did
about
not plan
that.
it like that, but it did somehow match my
The
wedding. So,
inside is very historic and also I think it'd be like we're having like 50 or less people at our wedding, so I think
oh yeah,
it won't matter about the size, but
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
definitely like looking at like what grounds we're on and etc. But we're also looking at destination weddings, so we'll see.
I'll be there either way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're in the party, so you better be. But
Oopsie, I can't make it. No, I'm kidding. I'll be there even if I have to cut my foot off to get there.
there you go. Well, happy 2020, everyone. I hope your year is as great as you wish it to be. And if you have, I guess, anything you want to say to us, please email us at ghoulgaminggals@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, and our website, ghoulgaminggals.com. And just check us out. We also sometimes stream on twitch.tv/Janel or twitch.tv/Aria Makila. So take a look and see what we're doing. We possibly might be streaming on New Year's Eve at some point. So take a look to see what we're doing. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us or stories you want to share because eventually we are going to have another listeners episode.
Coming in
So
August.
yeah, and maybe even sooner if we have enough submissions at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
So please
That'd be a
talk
fun
to us.
bonus
We
episode. Yeah.
yeah, it would be. So please keep an eye on us. We also have all of our bloopers on Patreon. So if you want to hear us fuck up and burp and make disgusting noises and snort at each other, please look at
And
us at Patreon.
there are some like stories and conversations that we cut out of the final thing, but still make it to the blooper reel.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of conversations that are a little too personal or just a little awkward or weird. And
so
if you want to pay money to hear those things, you totally can.
you can hear me shit talk. I'm kidding. I don't. We cut out like permanently the shit talking because I'm not
Oh
trying to
yeah.
get fired. Anyway. And if you also want to hear dog noises, not that I want to jinx it, but the dogs haven't made noise this whole time we've
This
been
whole
recording.
episode,
We
my
better
dog has
quit
been
soon.
aggressively panting this whole time.
Oh yeah.
But
I
just check
can't
us
hear
out.
him, so
Good. He's sleeping, I think. So, but check us out on Patreon at ghoulgaminggals.com. And we'll
let's
see
end the
you,
episode so that my dogs don't ruin it.
or my dog doesn't pant into the oblivion. So, happy 2021, y'all. We'll talk to you really
Should
soon.
all acquaintance be forgot? Okay, bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.